So somebody just came in and referred to you as Nellie.
Yes.
So what do most people call you then? I mean, we talked about your name, where that comes from, but
well, yes. So my husband's family I don't think they know my real name. They all call me Nellie.
okay.
I don't know where that started, but anyway, yeah.
Was that through school too, or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why. My mom and dad didn't ever.
Yeah.
My dad nicknamed everybody. So
yeah.
I was Fats. That was my name.
Your nickname was Fats?
Yes, we were all like 10-pounders. My legs were huge. My feet were huge. I couldn't wear shoes. And people would say, oh, what's wrong with that baby?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Fats.
So,
Fats. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Matt Griswold, Neighborhood Real Estate, back again for another episode of Why Do You Call Bolivar Home? And you know, I'm here today with LaNelda Presley, and this is one of those things. You are a person that, it's funny because you're known by many but loved by all. That's I thought about that earlier. At least I don't know. I haven't met anybody that doesn't love you. Is that?
You have met my husband.
Yeah. Okay. This is it. You know, we're at the bookseller here, right off the square, and it's funny because I'll say, yeah, I'm going to go speak to LaNelda, and a lot of people are like, I don't know who that is. Yeah, you do. The bookseller, the seamstress there, and they're like, oh yeah, she's fantastic. And so I think for a lot of people that probably know you, but maybe for a lot of people that don't, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised here. Went to Bolivar School. All 12 years. We did not have kindergarten. I'm that old. So anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah. Born and raised here. What school did you go to? What would it have been?
Would have been Mitchell.
Mitchell. Okay.
Mitchell Elementary, and then they built the Leonard building, and so we moved over there probably third grade, maybe.
Third grade, you got to move over there to the Leonard building. Okay.
Yes.
And did you go to school all through?
Yes.
All through. Okay.
Yeah. Class of 73.
Class of 73. Yeah. Do you still talk to some of the classmates?
Oh, yes. We have a good group. Yeah, we ride in the homecoming parade almost every year.
Yeah.
We got nothing to do.
No, I love it. And I'm surrounded by, you know, proof that you have plenty to do.
Yes.
We're here in the bookseller where a lot of people watching this probably have brought their items down here. In fact, whenever I came here a week ago, I popped my head in to talk to you about this, and you looked at me and go, oh no, what do I have of yours? Yes. You didn't have anything of mine, but there's, you know, we don't have to pan around, but many people have been here. This is, you've been doing this for how long?
I opened the bookstore in 92, but I didn't start sewing till probably 97, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. My sister had an alteration shop at the end of the block upstairs by Chuck Anker's.
Okay.
Yeah. And she got buried alive and got stressed, and so I helped her. And then when she closed the shop to get a real job, she said, you might as well. Well, she brought all her clothes down here for people to pick up.
Oh, really?
People don't pick up well, as you can tell.
Yeah. So you did. So it wasn't your plan to, like, I'm going to go down here and start this?
No, the bookstore was.
Okay. So you wanted to just do a bookstore?
Yes, I was just doing a book. I worked at Walmart, and we had a group of ladies, and we just all traded. And you'd have to go to Springfield.
Yeah.
It was like, we'll give you all our books. You'll start. So that's what I did.
So you got this spot. What was your before? Anything?
Nothing. No. Mr. Rail, Joe Rail, the banker, owned this building. He finished the inside of it, but did not ever rent it out.
Okay.
But because he owned where my sister was, she knew about it. So we came and looked at it, and it's like, yeah, this is great. Yeah. That's the name seller.
Yeah. And we're actually down here below Basil and Bourbon, right? But it was also, I grew up knowing it as Country Hearth.
Yes, Country Hearth. That's what I tell people. Have you been to Bolivar? Long time ago, it was Country Hearth and Tea Garden. Country Hearth and Tea Garden.
Yes. Another place that a lot of people miss, by the way, is the Country Hearth and the Tea Garden there too. So you got into this by happenstance. How did you train for something like this? Because we kind of joked off camera, like, can you teach me how to do this? No. You're not a teacher. That wasn't a slight to me.
No.
Right? If you need to get that, that's fine.
Bookseller. Yes, ma'am, I do. Do you have something you need worked on? Hems are $7 for pants. Okay. Thank you. My mother sewed all the time.
So did you grow up sewing? She taught you how to do it, or you were just around and you learned by proxy?
And then when I graduated high school, the only jobs here was Teeter's Manufacturing or Pant Maker's Garment Factory, which was down by the MFA.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that was your choices in Bolivar then.
That was your choices.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walmart was here at the old location.
Yeah.
Remember that across from
yeah.
Yes.
By Meeks across
yes.
from, yeah.
Yes, and it was wonderful. I worked there after the garment factory. I went there, and it was a wonderful place to work.
Yeah.
It was Mr. Walton was family type thing.
Yeah. Did you ever meet him?
Yes.
I heard stories because across the street, a lot of people don't know this too, but where the Y is, that was the airport, and I grew up in a subdivision right there, and so we would check for planes and then run across the fairway over towards the golf course. But I heard Sam Walton would fly in and then come across the street and go to Walmart.
That's true, huh? He would go in the store, he would pick up snacks and cookies, and he would go to the register and pay for them, and then bring them to the break room to pass out.
Wow.
Yeah, back in the good days.
Yeah, that's something.
Yes,
that's
it really was.
So how long did you work for Walmart?
I worked 7 years, left for 3 or 4 months, went back.
Oh.
Yes, at the new location.
Yeah, the new location.
And worked 5 more.
Okay.
So,
and again, when did you open this place? You said 92. Mm-hmm. But how was the bookseller doing before the garments here?
Before, when it was only books?
Yeah,
it was pretty good. But then during COVID, everything did a drastic change because people were home. I assumed they would read more, but no, it's all electronic. Everybody reads on their devices. Nobody reads a real book anymore.
Yeah. Which is interesting because you have a smartphone, but you said these videos are on Facebook, don't have it. YouTube, never heard of her, right? It was one of those kinds of things there too. Yes. And so, but if you haven't experienced the bookseller, make the walk down the brick steps. And by the way, I would encourage you. I got to the bottom this morning, and I turned back up, and it's beautiful. It's like a perfect picture of the courthouse that looks up there too, which is really unique. Really unique there.
I had people that would come down and do senior pictures in that stairway.
Oh, that's a good thought.
Yes.
We might come and do a photo shoot later. That's pretty good. So but right now I would assume the clothing and the alterations and things like that probably are the lion's share of what.
Yes,
but you still answer the phone as bookseller, which I know that's what it's called, but does that throw people off? Because they're probably calling.
Sometimes they're like, do I have the right number? Is there an alteration person there?
Right. Where'd you grow up though? You said you grew up around here, went to school.
Yes.
Where'd you live?
Smith's Restaurant is on U Highway.
Yeah.
Do you know anything out that way? Off the corner of Bernard Bransky lived. There's a flashing caution light straight off behind it.
Yeah.
So it's about 7 miles out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I like it how we, engage about directions where where so and so lives, way out there. I got to talk to
Polk County. We don't give directions out.
I got to talk to Don Roberts the other day for 2 hours, and he was talking about the weaning house and where he grew up and all. You'll see a house, and it was funny because it wasn't like go north on
for
D
however
highway.
Many miles.
No, for however many miles. I like that. I like that. So what were your hobbies growing up in Bolivar? What was Bolivar like?
We didn't come to Bolivar except on Saturday.
It's funny.
We're old.
Yeah. Except on Saturday.
And the square was busy then.
Yeah.
It was before Walmart, and so you came to the square.
Yeah.
And you came, once a week is about all you came.
Yeah.
So
somebody told me the other day that Highway 13 used to run into town through the square.
Yes.
And that kind of shocked me because I've always known Highway 13 to run on the outside of Bolivar, but so it used to come right up through the square. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
What were some of your fond memories?
Oh, the dime store.
The dime store.
On the corner. And above me was a dime store.
There were 2 dime stores?
There were 2 dime stores, yes.
Okay, so talk about a dime store
That's where you always went to get your candy and toys, and they had everything.
They had everything?
Yeah. Well, no groceries, but I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
candy, though.
The candy, that's all that matters. Yeah.
the candy, yes. How many people well, first of all, let me back up and say this. Have you done this? Did you think you were going to be doing this for this long and build up into this? What was your plan?
Never. I probably didn't have one, but that's what I think now they try to get kids to, what do you want to be when you grow up? Life has a tendency to change your plans.
Yeah. What did you want to do?
I didn't have a plan.
Yeah, okay.
At all.
So you're. Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Well, I don't know.
It drives my wife insane, but I like it. I like it. Whichever way the wind blows, right?
Yes.
What feels good in that moment?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, because just life in general can throw you a curve, and
that's right.
Your plans go by the wayside.
Yeah,
so,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So you never thought it would kind of blow up into this. And again,
No.
whenever she agreed to do the interview, it's like, okay, my phone's going to ring off the hook and I'm going to have people in and out. And I said, that's okay. Just work. We couldn't start for it. There it is.
There it is.
There it is. Perfect.
Bookseller. Okay, what is it, honey? Yes, it is ready. Yes, ma'am. Till 5. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Bye. It's wedding season.
It's wedding season. So it is wedding season, and it's also prom season. Or you just kind of got over
finishing
prom.
up. Yes.
Okay. So what are the seasons in the life of an alterations person here?
Well, the mountain of coats over there.
The mountain of coats. Okay, so
that never go down.
Is it zippers a lot? I know you fixed a few of the zippers there on the coats.
Yes.
Okay.
And jeans. There's always jeans to patch. Patching jeans is not a fun job, and no one wants to do it, and I don't either. So it gets put by the wayside.
Yeah. So you have wedding season. You have prom season. Is there another? Does it get busier? Is that your busy time?
This is my busy time. Well,
yeah, but you're always
everything
busy.
is. Yeah, I'm always, yes. But it's more of a time crunch than a deadline. Everything has a deadline.
Yeah, when we were just sitting here, I know there was a couple of folks that were like, just when you get to it, it's okay. I got to drop some just when you get to it. Yeah. I think I brought some, you probably don't even remember because I know why would you, but I brought you some coveralls and it was like, and it was after season. I won't need them again until it gets cold again. And I think I didn't pick them up until I was looking for them when it got cold again, and I came back and I was like, "Oh, I gotta go see LaNelda about that." So, where does your name come from? I don't know that I've ever met another one.
No, I have never. I've ran across LaNeldas and I've ran LaNeldas, but no. So my mom and dad were Loyal and Laureen, Linda, Leanna, and so they were going to name me Nelda. I have a blind great aunt, and so she picked the name Nelda. My mom said, if it's another girl, you can name her. So she picked the name Nelda, but I had an aunt that said, you can't break the L streak.
Yeah.
They're on L's here. So they slapped the LA in front of me.
Okay. So, and you've never met another one since then?
Have not.
Okay.
No. Yes.
So talk to me about your family. Then how many siblings did you have? And
there was 4 of us kids, 3 girls and a boy.
Okay.
Yes.
Are they still around or
here?
Or?
The youngest one was my brother, and he's already deceased.
Oh, okay.
So, yes. So my oldest sister is special needs, and she is 70, will be 77, but she's about 12.
Yeah, I get it.
Mentally.
Yeah.
And it's all about her.
Is she?
Yes. Yes.
I love
so,
it.
anyway, yes. And then next is my sister Leanna, and she lives at the big city of Cleco.
Cleco. Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, how often do you get to see family then?
Oh, all the time.
All the time?
Yes, we have get-togethers. My mom and dad, my dad died in 2011, my mom in 23.
Oh.
Yeah, 2023.
Okay.
Maybe. And then my brother in 24. But we've stayed close.
Yeah.
A lot of times when you lose the grandparents, everybody loses track of each other. But we try very hard. So we have Easter and Thanksgiving at my house. Christmas, we do a Christmas hayride here in town.
Oh.
Yeah.
You all just do it?
We just do it.
In
As
town?
the family. Yes.
The police know to watch out for you guys coming through the square.
Yeah, I do deputy stuff. So I'm like,
right.
Is it against the law to have a hayride in town? They're like, no. So we come in, and I have a niece. Well, my nephew's wife has a daycare, so we meet there, and we go through the park and like the park, and then make a couple of rounds through, and then go back there and have soup.
Okay, so you how many kids do you have?
Oh my brother had 10 kids.
Okay, your brother had 10.
Yes, he had 10.
Okay.
He made up for the rest of us. I have 1.
1.
My sister has 2. So without those 10, we would have no one.
Wow, because you talk about nieces and nephews, so you have plenty. Then.
We do, yes.
Plenty, yeah.
So when we get together, there's about 35 to 40 usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have grandkids.
Yes, I have 4 grandkids.
4 grand.
That I love dearly. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
I don't know how we got by today without one.
I was going to say sometimes if you come in here, you'll see one, right?
Yes.
1 or 2 or whatever.
1 or 2, yes.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Are they here in town then all of
yes.
them? Or?
Well, yes. So my grandkids are in Mooresville School.
Okay.
So mom works, dad works. So we're in a split household. But the week that he has them, I get them off to school.
Yeah.
The week that she has them, she takes them. But they get off the bus at our house every day.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they love that.
Yes.
So
we
what
had
do
a
they call you?
sleepover last night. Well, probably something I don't want to say. No.
I doubt it.
No, mostly Nana.
Nana.
My 5-year-old, she just turned 5. She a lot of times just calls me Mama. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but that will pass.
Do you live in town or do you have
No, we're out by Wisher. We're in beautiful Wisher.
Wisher.
Overlooking. You know where Wisher is?
I've seen it. Tell me where it is.
Well,
towards...
it's nothing. It's towards.
sounds
I have
magical.
an Aldridge address.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm between Aldridge. Do you know where the Daredevils were when they wrote all their music?
No. I should go see this.
Well,
I heard they're about to have their last concert, by the way.
They're going to have another one with Springfield Symphony.
Oh.
And I went to see it, and it was wonderful.
Oh, okay.
But do you know where Mitchell Campground is, by chance?
No.
No, off of T Highway.
Is it by Mitchell School?
No.
No? Okay.
No, but that's where they had. That's
off
where
of
they
T
did
Highway,
a
I
lot
know
of
right
their,
where that is.
Yeah, they did a lot of their writing there. You know, there was an old mansion there that they kind of camped out in.
Very
whatever.
cool.
Yeah.
Did they live around here, by the way?
Yeah. I mean, they were here for a long time.
I should do this with them too.
Yes.
I should reach out to them. I don't know if you know them, but
yeah. Well, Laura Montgomery, Dr. Montgomery.
Yeah.
Her husband is kind of the roadie. And
Oh,
he
okay.
performs with them some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you hiding out?
I'm trying, Niall. Well, I'm trying. What have you got for me?
Hey, can I have my tea, please? We're still good, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. She's a good remote. I know. Big fan.
Okay. Give me a
Just
phone number.
leave them with grandma. I'll figure it out.
Give me a phone number.
Mine's 41732
Hello.
3096.
Okay. It'll be a while. So you check with me. Thank you.
Okay.
I know. I have another.
You know what
t-shirt. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but they give you T-shirts that look like nightgowns.
Oh. Well, it's scissors. Scissors.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Yep. You want her to?
Yeah. I don't have the money right now.
Okay. You'll be back.
Awesome.
There you
go. Yeah.
Sister likes. You're trying.
I'm so sick of it. Like, knock it off, man. And I don't even know who the heck it is.
You
Right?
never knew that. Yep. Okay, give me a couple of weeks.
Come on. There you go. Thank you
Okay.
very much, sweetheart.
Yep. See ya.
I'll be by Friday and go ahead and pay for that
Settle up.
one and these two.
Okay. All right.
And her.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll have to track down those Daredevils then. That might
Yes.
be a fun conversation.
Oh, it would be.
too. Yeah,
Because
if they were
I
up
think
to.
there's just one original still. with
Okay.
them.
Okay.
Yeah.
We talked about the alterations that you don't necessarily care for. Do you really? Is there one that you're like, oh, I love it when these come in, or do you have that, or
Yeah.
what are you
it's
doing?
just
What is
another
this?
This is a bridesmaid's dress.
If you're watching this and you're going, how come they didn't move that? It's in the machine.
machine.
It's in the machine right now. So this is a bridesmaid.
This
dress.
is a fun one that the poor girl ordered it because you order the stuff on the internet. It comes from a foreign country and they don't know I'm a large.
Yeah.
You're not on the chart.
Oh wow.
So
All right.
that's what happened to her. It's like, oh
Yeah.
no, this
Yeah.
is not going to fit by any means.
Yeah, which is why you're here.
Yes, and by the time she got it, it takes. Sometimes they're on the slow boat from China.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
so
right.
the wedding's this weekend. So.
Okay, so we need to wrap it. We need to hurry
No.
this up. Is it around here? Is the wedding around here? Do you know?
I didn't even ask.
Didn't even ask.
I didn't
Ask. Okay.
No.
All right. So, all right. So you said you have 4 grandkids. Are you
Yes.
how involved? I know that they come here, but are they involved in school stuff? Are you that
Yes.
kind of a nana?
Well, my oldest one's 10, so he's just now. doing ball and stuff.
Yeah.
My 2 little ones did basketball, and it's always
It is
when
so
they're
cute.
little. That's the best
Yeah.
time.
It's like
Nobody
herding
cares.
cats.
Yes.
You know, this way.
Yes,
I
it
was
doesn't
watching
matter.
videos of somebody on t-ball. The kid would not run; he would hit it, but the coach would pick him up and
Run.
run the kid down first. down the, I guess that's the charming side.
It is,
of
yes.
that.
And they, and another opposite team makes the basket, and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
It's the best time.
Are you married?
Yes.
How long have you been married?
Well, I've been married 50 years, so I was 10 when I got married.
10. That's
10,
perfect.
there you
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
that's perfect. So
Yeah.
50 years.
50
Congratulations.
years.
That's a landmark.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think it's funny how you said you only came to town on Saturdays, but you
Saturdays.
said you're only 7 minutes.
Yeah, 7 miles.
7 miles out,
Yeah.
but we're not
No.
going into town.
Nope.
You know,
You
nowadays
didn't go
people.
unless you had to have something.
That's right.
Yeah, because
You
you had the
didn't-
meat, you had your milk, you had your eggs.
Yeah, you should have come to town
No.
just to entertain.
Or- nope. No. Mm-mm.
Even when I was a kid, I mean, we still did. I mean,
No, we didn't either.
Unless you need anything, you didn't go down.
No.
Nail, I just lived 3 miles out of town.
Yeah. We went to the OEF every year. That was our summer thing. We'd go and spend one day up there. Mom would take a picnic lunch.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
ride the rides either.
Yeah, that's cost money.
Yeah, that cost money.
Cost money.
You went through the barns and the exhibits. And,
I still think that when my kids want to go, they see
Oh,
that
yeah, you're
Ferris
like,
wheel and it's like,
yeah.
at the park and then all the rides and then they're
Yes.
going to be hungry. You got to
Yes,
feed them.
gotta feed them. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we stay away.
But it's only money, which makes it spend.
Yeah,
I'm
but
with
back
you.
then they
I'm
didn't.
yeah,
Back then they didn't. They might want to take it
Oh, I
with them.
know.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they didn't have
No. Yeah.
money like things were just different.
Yes.
You know, you just didn't have money like you do now.
Yeah.
You know, you bought essentials.
When
And
there
enjoyed
was
them.
6 of us, and we rode in a single cab pickup.
Yeah.
We didn't have seatbelts. You wasn't going anywhere. You're sardined in there. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody had their place too. You didn't move
Or
around.
just get in the back. That was more fun to ride the back.
Well, yeah, we did that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
I remember even when I was growing up, my dad had an old Dodge with a camper shell on it.
Oh,
Grandma and Grandpa
yeah.
lived in Kansas City, and we would
I
just
rode
put
all the
sleeping
way.
bags and coloring books and pillows, and that's how it was a single
Yes.
cab with a camper, and we rode in the back of the truck under the camper to Kansas
Yeah.
City. The floor would
Yeah.
get kind of warm there, but
Now they turn you in DFS.
yeah,
Oh,
now they're
good.
doing.
Yeah,
Caging
they
them
fancy.
kids.
They had a camper.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were poor. We just got
Yeah.
rained on. Didn't we?
When you think you had no car back there, you got to lay down there. You know, just rolling around.
Yeah, I was privileged, I guess. I didn't think about it that way.
Leftover hay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for the trip down memory lane. That's good. I like that.
Oh.
Thank you, Nellie.
Yep. Be careful, John.
All right. that's
Don't work
great.
too hard.
That's not going to happen.
Okay.
Them days are over.
Them days are over. Been there, done that.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Bye bye.
Right. Good to meet you.
Yes, you too.
My aunt lived in Wichita, and
Yeah.
they had this car, this big old. I mean, they were like big tank
Yeah.
cars, and it had a hole in the floorboard. And we'd sit in the
Oh.
back seat with a stick and run it on. They'd be saying, "What is that
Oh.
noise?" I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Stop to go to the bathroom. Get another stick.
Get another stick. Yeah, you can put all kinds of stuff in the trunks of those old cars. And
It laid in
how
the back
heavy they were.
window.
Yeah.
It was like a twin-sized bed
Yeah.
in the back window.
in the warm sunshine.
Yes.
Like a cat.
You got
Yeah.
to take turns. Yeah.
So I think that's a good example. So somebody just came in and referred to you as Nellie.
Yes.
So what do most
Yes.
people call you then? I mean, we talked about your name, where that comes from, but
Well, yes. So my husband's family I don't think they know my real name. They all call me Nellie.
okay.
I don't know where that started, but
Okay.
anyway, yeah.
Was that through school too, or no?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why. My mom and dad didn't ever.
Yeah.
My dad nicknamed everybody. So
Yeah.
I was Fats. That was my name.
Your
I was-
nickname was Fats.
Yes, we were all like 10-pounders. My legs were huge. My feet were huge. I couldn't wear shoes. And people would say, "Oh, what's wrong with that baby?"
Oh wow.
Just-
Yeah.
So,
Fats.
Fats,
Fats.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You probably
anyway.
couldn't get away with that either right now. Nowadays. I don't mean
No,
it.
that's not.
Just
Sorry, didn't mean to offend you. No.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right. So I think we were you're talking about hobbies. Like, what are your other hobbies? I mean, I know this
This is
consumes.
it.
I was going to say this consumes a lot of
This
your
is
life.
it. Yes,
I know,
this is
but
it
you have
now.
grandkids
Yes.
and things. But
Well, and I used to read, but I don't
Yeah.
have time for that. Yeah.
Well, this is what, get online. You have those audiobooks. You can just be playing a book and you can.
Yeah, I'm really
read.
computer savvy. I'll do that.
So what did you? I guess what did you used to like doing? What were your? Did you have
yes,
some other?
before I did embroidery, I did like embroidery, counted cross stitch.
How come you never got into embroidery here, or do you?
Well, the embroidery machines. No, this was. I mean, you hand embroidered.
Mm.
Tea towels. They had embroidered tea towels.
Yeah. We have some of those. Yeah. And cross stitching, you would do that.
Yes, counted cross stitch.
Yeah. Do you ever do the knitting thing, or?
I crocheted. No, I did not knit.
Yeah.
No.
Which is funny for a lot of people. They might think those are like
the
same thing.
Not.
They're not, right?
No.
Knitting has needles,
Two
right?
needles,
no hooks.
And the crochet just has a hook. And crocheting with yarn is totally different than doing thread and doilies.
Yeah.
Because in yarn, if you make a mistake, you can just skip by. But the next row will hide it. In a doily, you got to rip it all apart. One doily was my limit. I was like, nope.
Yeah.
My grandma did them. Nope, not for me.
Do you still take orders and stuff like that? You still do any of that? Knitting anything? No?
Nope.
No.
No
Not even
time.
for fun anymore?
Not even for fun.
Not even for fun.
No.
Okay.
No. I take my homework bag every night, usually a dress or two. So I try to quit. I usually start again about 6:30.
Yeah.
And then I try to quit at 9:30 or 10.
Okay.
Where I'm at.
Are you an outdoorsy person? You like
No,
to-
that's my sister. She's the
Okay.
outdoor person. I
Yeah.
was the indoor.
You're the indoor.
I'm the indoor. She did the animals. I was the indoor person.
What's your favorite food? What do you like to eat
Well-
most? Wendy's?
Yes, Wendy's. I used to didn't think I was a picky eater, and then I did some traveling, and I found out, boy, I am.
Wow.
I'm not adventurous in my food.
Yeah?
At all. No.
Did that change when you got older? Because you were
No, I'm
talking about how
still-
you were brought up. Like, you
Yeah.
didn't have many choices, right?
No,
This
you
is
didn't.
what
You ate
ate.
what was there. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But no, I'm not adventurous at all in my food.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, no, that doesn't. No, if I don't know what it is, I'm not generally trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sushi? You like sushi?
No,
No,
nothing fish
absolutely.
line.
I was one.
Nothing,
Nothing in the fish line?
No, nothing in the fish line.
And you don't like the fish because you're
no,
not really
no, like
outdoorsy.
the fish. No,
Yeah.
No, I used to have to take my brother.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how long do we have to sit here to catch one little perch
Yeah.
this big
Yeah.
to throw back? Catch it again.
Yeah, and catch it again. Same one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same one. Yes.
So let me ask you the question. So, because you called Bolivar home or Bolivar area home for years and years, but also for similar to, I got to talk to Mark Stevens and Mark Stevens, called Bolivar home, but also for his business and had successful business and things like that too. Same as you. So what is it? Why do you call Bolivar home? What is it about the community that you really enjoy?
Well, I don't know, but I know used to I'd take a week's vacation every year. And when I would get back, it's like, oh gosh, back to normal.
Yeah.
And we're not normal in Bolivar, but we think we are. But yeah, it's just, the community is just so, well, I want to think it's different. Polk County is different.
Yeah.
When I worked for Walmart, they bring the assistants in and they come from wherever. Well, that's not the way it's done. And we're going to do this and this. You are not changing people in Bolivar.
Yeah.
We have our thing. At one point, they did a study about making the square one way.
Oh.
No, we can't even do a four-way stop
Right.
signs. You can't make it one way.
Right.
People will get killed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't. You're just different.
There's a consistency to it then.
Yes.
And maybe that's why, because I've talked to somebody, some, folks have left and then they came back and it was, and some of them left and then they were like, oh, it's time to start a family. Or you come back to Bolivar to start the family, and raise your family and kids. And so it seems like the consistent theme that I've been hearing from a lot of people is like the people, the community, and having a business like this as a business owner. They come from all over. I would imagine you've met so many different people coming through in and out of here. And I was curious about this too. Like, do you have any stories that maybe stick out from like, oh, this person came in with this and whatever?
Well,
I don't know.
Shelley Harris had something she brought me. It was a Friday, and she had to have it. She was going to use it for the weekend, and she forgot to pick it up. And I called her, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in Springfield. I can't get there." I said, "Shelley, is there any place I can leave it for you?" Well, maybe Rose is still there. It was probably 5:30 by then. Maybe Rose is still over at the store. Well, Rose wasn't over at the store. She's at Jasmine's eating, and I said, "Well, I can run it by there." And she said, "Oh, thank gosh, only in Bolivar does this happen."
Yeah.
Everybody can take care of everybody.
That's right. And I think that speaks to the community part of it.
It does. And I think that's why we're just so different, because I was with a group of ladies, and we were to Boston, and the one lady's kind of in charge of us because she had been to big cities and we hadn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, she said, "Now, when you get on the subway, people don't talk," and we're like, "What?"
Yeah.
She said, "No, you don't visit with people on the subway," and we're like, "That doesn't work.
Right.
We can't sit by someone and not talk
That's
to
right.
them."
Yeah, I remember my wife and I, we went into Manhattan, and we had somebody that was a friend of ours who he loved going into
Yes.
town, and I wouldn't have gone without like a tour guide.
Yeah.
So we're on the subway though, or the train, I guess at the time, coming under the Hudson we were in Jersey and we're coming into Manhattan, and he goes, "Okay, put your wallet in your front pocket. Don't look at anybody in the eye. Don't talk to anybody." And again, coming from a place like Bolivar,
like,
Missouri,
"What?"
it's like, what? And I remember we were there in the subway. The hardest part was there was a older lady. She had to be in her 80s, and she had a little
That's
cart.
not old.
And I mean, for what she's about,
But
she
it
was picking up this
Yes.
cart, trying to pull it up the steps one at a time, one step at a time. And
And we
we
just
walked by, and everybody's just passing by her. And I thought, how do you do
this.
that? How
Yes.
do you do that? But the moment, you look like you're lost, or the moment you look like you're, then they'll
Yeah.
take advantage. And hopefully that's something we can hold on to for quite a while, that doesn't happen here. That we
Yes,
are
I know,
helpful, that we
because
are
we are.
engaging.
Yes,
Um,
in Bolivar, you can ask most anybody.
Yeah.
Except don't ask for directions.
Yeah.
'Cause we don't
Yeah.
do directions well.
Right. You'll need to know a little history before
Yes.
you know how to get here.
I have a friend who moved here from Hutchinson, Kansas, and she said, "I have learned do not ask anybody in Bolivar for directions because they can't tell you. They can't tell you take so-and-so street, so many miles. They don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where you remember where so-and-so used to live
Right.
100 years ago, you go there and you turn right or left. You don't.
And what is a holler anyway? I don't
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, what do you mean?
Down the way. It's
Yeah.
down the way. You'll know.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've taken a lot of your time, but is there anything else that we want to cover? Is there something that you want to bring out, and anything that you were like prepping yourself? I hope that he
No,
asks me
I
about.
don't have time for that.
Okay. Okay.
No, I really thought I was going to prepare and watch that with my sister, but no.
Yeah.
There
Well,
was
we'll
no
have to
time.
figure out a way to
Yeah.
figure out a way to do that. But all right. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up then, and do like a little outro thing, and then
Okay.
if there's anything else that you want to do, then feel free to we can talk. Okay.
I'm good.
Dance, you all right. All right. So hopefully you enjoyed this time that I had. I'm going to do that again. That was awful. All right. Are you ready? All right. Thank you, LaNelda, or
You're
Nellie, or I don't know what to.
Whatever I'm called.
Right. You're LaNelda to me, but thank you for your time. And I just love to hear the history. I love to hear the story. And again, you're making the case for why Bolivar is a great community place to be able to live and call home. If you're interested in buying or selling in the area, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to help you. Matt Griswold, Neighborhood Real Estate. Till next time.